Hey guys, how are you going? Game of Infinity against my friend Jun, who's a Korean player who's just come over to New Zealand for the first time from Korea. He's been playing quite a few years over in his home country. This is his collection of tokens. These are from I believe. The magnetic, they're really cool. Jun is going to be playing Ariadna for this game, so it'll be my very first game against Ariadna, and I expect to learn quite a lot and obviously make some mistakes, not really understanding what their army can do and what they can achieve, so we'll just jump straight into it. Next we have the table setup, just my home terrain setup here. I'm still going to be adding more to it as time goes by. Just using the list I've been using for the last few games. This features a ninja and a hack tower and hidden deployment and the tiger off the field and a secondary group with 4 guys in it. The Zanshi lieutenant is in the white building in the center there at the bottom left in the corner next to the table. Next, data scan. So Jun has the classified deck, which I found really convenient and useful. So we are playing for data scan. This is the one that I'm trying to do here. So try to get a hacker to succeed in a short skill with whip -3 against an enemy model. So that'll be hopefully featuring in the game. And next image, this is my view of the table after he's deployed. So he's put down a lot of these little magnetic buttons on the field to represent camo markers, and boy did he have a lot of them. Now, after the game I had a look at the Infinity Wiki just to understand the mine layer rule. My understanding was that if you've got a model in infiltration with the mine layer rule, you can put down up to 1 mine within your zone of control. I didn't realize you could put more than 1 mine, so please can you type me a reply on the YouTube video comments if I got that wrong, because if you look at the left hand side of the battlefield, there's a building with a blue plate on it there, and there's a camo marker on the stairway and a camo marker further along the side, and then there's a third model behind the building, which I assume is the infiltrator laying those 2 mines there. So didn't quite realize mine layer was that powerful. If it's only 1 mine, please tell me, because I think we got that wrong this game. Moving to the next photo. This is the rear view. He's got the Caledonian guy, the Ariadna do with the 2 chain rifles at the bottom of the photograph there, a Warcore right in front of him, the 2 tractor mills at the back there with their abilities, and there's the 112 Doctor, and he's got a whole bunch of camo markers spread around the table, and of course some line Kazakhs around the back. You can also see close to the middle of the table, this is sees the antennas by the way guys, towards the middle of the table there's a red silhouette marker, which is my YuJing forward observer as usual. Next image, so YuJing taking the first turn, and we're moving out with a Guangxi who gets hit in the face by a mine straight away and ends up dying, I believe. Next image, onto his side of the battlefield. Just a look at the rear view here. Even more camo markers than I originally thought, just spread their way out, especially through the center line with the infiltrate line. Next image, you can see with my HVT is the Nomad model right next to the little billboard area, and we've got a hack tower coming out of hidden deployment at the bottom of the photo, just moving up and attempting to discover the camo marker, which he fails to do. Next up, we've got a smoke grenade launcher heading down next to the YuJing, and that is caused by the Celestial Guard with a light grenade launcher. And if we go to the next image, that enables the YuJing forward observer to move around, put a mine down, and secure the antenna in the middle of the field. So that little red disc is representing the center of the the smoke grenade template. Next image after that, so we've got one of these mines discovered. We've got the little bot with the flash pulse just moving around here, just getting to a position where he can observe both of them and actually discover both of them, which is what he successfully does. And next photo after that, it's a coordinated order. We're in suppression fire, so there's the Yanhuo, the Hack Tao, the YuJing, who's next to the objective, all in suppression, plus the Tokusetsu Aisei Doctor in the building protecting the lieutenant. Next image, just a bit of a closer view. On the top right hand side of the photo you can see the Caledonian dude. What is his actual name? The Cameronian. 2nd Irregular Cameronians Regiment. He is moving on top of the building and throwing down a smoke grenade template in ARO, which is successful because he's got such a high physical skill. So physical 16, throws a grenade. I didn't realize that when you're throwing the grenade actively, not dodging, you get to use the physical stat. But it is a special dodge, so basically he moves up, waits for the arrow, then does a special dodge against it, throws down the grenades, and he gets +3, so you can almost not miss that roll. Next image, so we forgot to place the HVT, so just this white model with the briefcase there, suitable HVT model towards the right hand side of the photograph, so that's where she is. Next image, the Cameronian continuing to move forward, throwing down grenades very, very effectively. Now, one thing I'm more of a new player in this game. One thing I didn't really realize is that an irregular trooper creates an irregular order that only it can use, and it doesn't go through the pool. But it itself can have normal orders spent on it. I didn't even realize that. So when you go into Lost Lieutenant mode, it doesn't really matter because there are no orders in the main pool that can be spent on your guys. But in this case, because he's separate from the main pool, he can still have orders spent on him, which I find is really intriguing. So that makes them way more powerful than I originally thought. Same with the Hakislam co-motorized troops, the motorbikers. They are a bit more effective than I originally thought. Same with stuff like JSA with the mercenary ninja having orders spent on them as well. That's actually really, really cool. Next image, so he's just getting closer and closer, moving forward, using cautious movement to go between the smoke grenade templates. The Guangxi attempts I think he attempts a intuitive attack, although I'm not sure you can do it in the arrow. I can't quite remember, but he didn't manage to successfully do anything there. Continuing on, so many orders spent on this guy. He eventually gets to the building. He does take a few shots from the models that generate arrows, but they do just a 1 wound to him without killing him. So if we go to the next photo after that, it's a bit blurry, but he does unleash his chain rifles, one of them against the lieutenant, who dodges out of the way. And finally, with this next photograph, he moves into close combat and kills the lieutenant. So that's me and lost the lieutenant for turn 2 straight away, which is pretty horrific. So yeah, moral of the story here is that if you're playing against Ariadna with no multispectral visor at all, then this sort of thing can happen, and the camo spam is really going to get the better of you. So good learning experience for me here. The next image shows that he's actually got line of sight to the Zanchi hacker further afield there, but I don't think the line of sight was able to draw a bead to shoot him. By the way, in my first turn, I've actually secured that antenna as well. That's why the green token is there. Our next image shows his other order group kicking in now with the tractor mules, firing some guided fire down against the Guilang, who is in suppression fire mode, failing the dodge, and the guided fire is successful. Not guided fire, speculative fire, we should say. Didn't realize how powerful speculative fire would actually be, given the fact that, and again, type me a reply if this is wrong, guys, if we're doing this wrong, but speculative fire is -6, but you still get the +3 for the range band, and you ignore camouflage. So what I really should have done to keep the Guilang Vault Observer alive is just to go back into camo instead of using the suppression fire, and just relied on my troops to cover the area to him. So that would have been more effective. So yeah, it's a shame I didn't stay in camouflage mode, because that really would have been the answer to that situation there. Next image, we've got a camo marker moving along the field, and in fact we're going to skip this image, go to the next one where it's revealed what type of model he is. Just to do with the rifle, so he shoots away at the flash pulse drone and kills him. So very effective with that. Next image, we now have a bit of an overview of the battlefield, plenty of orders spent this turn. Tractor Mule's just moving a further bit forward, getting into position just to, because he's got total reaction, so he can see further down the passageway. And things looking pretty good for Ariadna. Another image, so moving around here with his guy with a rifle with several orders gone, and shooting the Zanchi hacker, who does not survive this little face down and is killed by the Ariadna grunt there. Well, that's not what he's actually called. He's not an Ariadna grunt. He was one of the other ones, I believe. Next up, okay, so then our victorious Ariadna grunt moves around here and attacks the Yanhao with his flamethrower, and Yanhao successfully dodges it, so works out in his favor there. Not being hit by the flamethrower is excellent. Next image, the impetuous order from the Guangxi moves up and hits the dude in the building with the chain rifle and successfully kills him in this case. So good lucky roll there with the chain rifle, I believe. I can't remember whether it was this particular order or the next one, but whatever happened, I do remember killing him. Oh yeah, it was this next order. So next photo, we've got the Yanhuo shooting through the door of the building to actually kill him there. The line of sight angle doesn't look very clear from the photo, but there was enough room to shoot from the middle of this guy's silhouette through to the guy's feet, just cutting the feet out from under him with the HMC. So that resulted in a dead trooper inside the building. Next image after that, we're looking at an overview. So still 2 antennas to 1 to 0 from YuJing, but of course really feeling like things are going against me. Hacktow moves over and draws line of sight to the tractor mules and takes them down with the HMG in this photo. Next image shows a tiger landing here, but we are in loss of lieutenant, so he doesn't really have any orders to spend on himself. Just bringing him down so he can help set up for the following turn. There's also a camo marker on the stairway, but he doesn't have any. He didn't want to actually use it to ARO with. Next image, we're going again into suppression fire, the Hacktow and the Celestial Guard on the building, and I think who else went to suppression fire? Nobody else really. I think that was pretty much it, so there we go. Going to the next image. Okay, so this side, you can on the bottom right side of the photo, we can see that crate on the building that is obscuring the tiger. So we're moving towards it with one of the camo markers here next to the central building. If you can see that at the bottom left, so he's moving further forward. And if we go to the next image, it's a foxtrot, so he moves around and shoots at the tiger soldier. First shootout, face-to-face roll is a dud. Neither of us score any hits, but the second one does manage to kill the tiger, so that's that. The next image, our 111 doctor moves around to the antenna and secures it after like 3 failed attempts, manages to get there, so that's looking pretty good for him. And the next image, he moves inside the building with a camo marker. I'm springing a little surprise there with the ninja in hidden deployment and attempting to engage, but failing the engage roll. So what happens here, was failing the discover roll even, so I think I timed it a little bit too early. I'm supposed to wait for him to come to the door and then move out and engage him once it gets a bit closer, but didn't quite work out and he put a mine down after this. So next image, he has cleared out the ninja, unfortunately for me. So kind of, I chose the wrong sequence of short skills there, I believe. That's okay. So we've got a line Kazakh in the middle of the building. Our next image shows the Spetsnaz coming out of camouflage and shooting 4 shots with the HMG against the Hacktow, managing to crit twice and score another hit as well, which I failed. So very good rolling from the Spetsnaz, killing the Hacktow immediately, even in suppression fire mode. So very powerful surprise shot there indeed. The next image. Okay, we've got a foxtrot coming around the central building here just to create a bit of a fire lane through there without too much trouble, and actually shooting at the doctor. So doctor shooting back, and the foxtrot wins that little trade-off. Next image again, the Warcore comes over here and is able to use his flash pulse against the Guangxi when the Guangxi moves up to shoot the chain rifle. Chain rifle didn't do very well here because the line Kazakh dodged and the mine passed its armor save, so yeah, really ineffective on that Guangxi. Next image again. Okay, so bottom right corner, we've got a Ariadna model moving around to use his forward observer against the Yanhao, who shoots back an arrow, breaking the suppression fire and killing him. But that does break the suppression fire on the Yanhao in the final turn. Next image again, Foxtrot moving further around very cautiously, avoiding the discover rolls, and eventually coming behind this crate so he can shoot at the Guangxi in the back, killing him. So very successful there, clearing up the problematic position there in the middle of the field. Next image, we've got the tractor mules carefully moving forward after being repaired by the engineer, just to gain a bit of a shootout with the Celestial Guard, but he doesn't manage it, and the Celestial Guard wins the trade-off, killing the tractor mule. Next image, you can see here the line Kazakhs moving around to actually have a go at it, and manages to beat the Celestial Guard in this little trade-off and kills the Celestial Guard, leaving only the Yanhuo who can possibly make an ARO shot. But if we go to the next image again, what he does is he just declares an order to go full camo, then moves past the line of fire, gets discovered, but he's now free to capture the objective, which he failed a couple of rolls for, then passed it and won the game. So well done to John. I made a few mistakes here, just again not understanding fully how certain parts of the game worked. I really enjoyed this game. I felt that the learning experience was fantastic and great opponent to play against. Can't wait to try out another attack against Ariadna. Still feeling a bit limited by my collection of models. I don't really want to proxy too much, but once I start getting a few more of the YuJing options, I should be able to tailor my list a bit more to the other factions and general scenarios like this. So hope you guys enjoyed the report. We'll see you next time.